In this module, we are going to cover what is a policy in Nessus. Policy is like a template that can be reused whenever we require. For example, let's take a scenario in corporate network. In corporate environment, there are different sets of team. Level 1 team, level 2 team, level 3 team of vulnerability management. Typically, L1 has to run the scan. But what configuration has to be done, that is defined by the layer 3. So the L3 guys would be defining up the conditions. Now they can work on a very specific time. So they don't have to work on the real time. For example, the scan would be starting to run on midnight, but level 3 would be working on a particular set of time frame. So in that case, they can create a policy and give it to L1. The L1 just have to write the IP address and has to run. This is how the policy would be working. Any customization we want, that can be also created in the policy. Let's take an example that would make us more clear regarding what is the purpose and how it would be making a more sense to use a policy. Now, before creating a policy, I would like to show you certain things. If you click on new scan, as of now, we are checking on the scanner that is by default given by Nessus. All the scans that are provided by Nessus would be presented up here. But in case of policy, we need to create a new policy. As of now, no policies have been created. Now, policy would allow you to create custom templates during what actions are performed during a scan. Let's create a policy. You can create either by clicking on this, create a new policy, or click on this one. Once you click on the policy, again, it is the same page of the particular scanning page. But now here we define what type of policy we want to configure in the scanning purpose. Let's say I want to create always a basic network scan. This is exactly similar of how we define the scan, but there is no IP address or no level of devices pages available. Only you can configure is the settings of what you require in the scan. For example, custom, I'm writing custom scan for firewall. I want a customized scan on my firewall. This policy is created for firewall scanning. A short description. You can also add like why it was created. It was with respect to Jira 1121 request ID. So one can write something like this and would be better. So that if they want to refer, they can go ahead. Now, all the settings that we want to configure, we need to do it from here. The name and the basics. You cannot have schedule options, nothing, it is possible. Discovery scan. We want, let's say, all ports assessment. We want the complex vulnerabilities. Credentials, we want to put, let's say, SSH. And we want password, let's say, MSF admin. Copy, password is same, elevate with sudo plus SCO. And that should be good. Plugins. Now, as we are doing it for the firewall customization, we can go for searching for the firewall. Let's say Palo Alto is a firewall. I'm going to do the Palo Alto firewall here. This particular set of plugins would be checked against our device. And let me write it up here also in the name Palo Alto. That should be making more sense now. Click on save and we are good to go. We have created one custom scan for our Palo Alto firewall. Now, how does this make us an advantage? Or where does we can use this particular set of policy that we recently created? To use this policy, you again need to go to my scans or any scan folder where you want to create a scan. Now, this was the task of the higher level of vulnerability analyst, and now the L1 can create a scan. Whenever they want to create a scan, now you see the scanner option is there, plus a user defined option is available. If you click on this user defined, You are going to get whatever you have created for your customized environment. Okay, you don't have to configure all the things again and again. Everything that the L3 has already set up, you can directly use it up. The name, the description, the configuration would be preloaded from this particular set of policy. If you click on this, everything would be given. Now you don't have any sort of options to customize. You just can edit the name, that is fine, but you don't have any other options. You just have to put the IP address. Let's say any of the IP address of your Palo Alto firewall that you have inside your network. You can add it up. You can now schedule that we have already seen. Let's say monthly this we require. Time zone, let's take America, New York. That should be good. On this particular day of month, starting on 17th July 2025 at 3 a.m. You want? No, I want at 9. So in the morning 9, this should be starting. And which day it should start? It should start on every month. Let's say starting from 1st August 2025 at 9 a.m. every first day of the month, it would be scheduled. Click on save. Now under my scan, this scan has been saved. The name that you have gave, scan type is vulnerability, the schedule options, it is empty because it has not been run. Last scan is not available. You can launch it on demand. That is always a possibility. And you can thresh it up. What do you mean by thresh? If you cancel this, it would be showing you a notification the scan has been moved to thresh. You have deleted the scan. You go to the thresh option. You're going to get the information here. You can empty the thresh from here and it would give you a warning. Are you sure you want to delete this scan? Once deleted, it cannot be recovered. Let's delete it up. The scan has been deleted successfully. Now in the my scans also, you do not have anything. And in thresh folder also, you don't have anything. This is how the policy would be working. You can create multiple scan on the policy. Like similar, you can create a one more and a user defined policy would be always there. We can create a policy for Windows machine. Let's create a new policy. And in this particular case, we want, let's say, only ping discovery, or let's take basic network scan itself. And here we write Windows policy. Created a standard policy for Windows based devices. That's all. Whatever discovery, whatever we want to have. Only difference it would make is on the credentials. As it is Windows, you need to give the authentication method is multiple things: Kerberos, NTLM hash, password, different types of ways you can authenticate to the Windows machine for your use. For example, if you take password, you need to give a username, let's say test, and password whatever was there, 123 123. You can give some general settings. Never send the credential in clear text. Yes, because of the security reason, it should not be sent in a clear format. That is how it is going to make more sense. Plugins, and we are going to select multiple windows we have. So we are going to select this particular Windows machine 7665 and just go ahead and save it up. Now Windows policy has been created. Now whenever we are trying to scan the Windows machine, this policy can be automatically used to set it up. You go to the My Scans and you click on New Scan. When you create the new scan, you can use this particular policy in the user defined. Again, a Windows policy would be popping up. So click on the Windows policy and our work would be done. Just upload the target. Let's say 10.10.10.100. This was my Windows machine. This is going to be utilized under the particular section. This is how the policy would be implemented, and one can reuse the policy and the configuration day-to-day basis. Thank you.